And now that the printing is finished, we need to make the necessary preparation to start the cutting process on the Cameo 3. We go back to the Silhouette software, go back to the image itself, then on the right hand side toolbox, press the trace panel, trace button, press this one. Once you press it, the trace dialog box will be shown. Select trace area, then go back to the image and click on the left hand side on corner, click and hold and drag it over the images themselves. So once you have done the image, now remember these images are for cake toppings. So what we need to cut is only the outer edge, not the inner edge. So we go back to the dialog, trace dialog, go onto the threshold, drag it upwards until you see that the outer image outline is all smoothly covered in yellow. Okay, so once you can see that, that's it. It's the edges of the images are smoothly outlined in yellow. Go back to the dialog box and press trace outer edge. Press this button. Once you press this button, click onto the image. Now in order for you to make sure that you have made a smooth outline cutting for the Cameo 3, you can drag the actual image out. Click onto the image, drag it to the left hand side, and there you can see the outline of the cutting for Cameo 3. But since we cannot do an exact cutting along the edge of the images themselves, what I do, I allow for a small gap around the image. So we need to make an offset on this initial cutting line. Go back to the tool box and select this star icon, which is the offset. Select offset and go back to the image and press the anywhere on the line to select it, and then go back to offset and press offset again. Actually you need to press the outline, cutting outline first before you press the offset button. So now that you have pressed the cutting outline, you press the offset button, click it. Now you will see that there's a double line. The outer line is an offset of the original cutting line, but this is about 0.2 centimeter out. That's too big. So what I normally do is I make it about 0.07 or 0.1. So you're inside the distance, put 7 and delete 2. Okay, and without going out of this box, you have to press enter. Now the distance of offset is now not very wide, and then if you want to see it properly, you can go and zoom it in. Press the zoom button. Now you can see the two lines. Select the inner outline and just make sure that you have selected the inner outline. Otherwise, once you delete it, it could be probably that you have deleted the outer outline, not the inner outline. Just find some guides that will show you that you have deleted the outer outline, In this case, probably you can see the gray margin of printing, and it's about, you have a very small gap there, about 2 mm probably. So once you have selected the inner outline, press delete button there, and you are left with the outer outline of the image. Now we go and proceed with the cutting. This is the sticky mat. I don't know what this is called. This mat is where you stick your printed image onto for cutting. Now make sure that the arrow points towards the Cameo printer when you put the image onto the mat, and put your printed image onto the edges of the mat itself. There are guides. Put the left hand edge of your image onto the left hand guide, and the top guide onto the top edge of your image, and then, so as to avoid smudging your print, take back that paper which protects your mat, put on the shiny bottom onto the top of the printed image, and rub it so that your printed image is going to stick properly onto your mat. Yeah. Now that you're ready, you turn on the Cameo. On the button is on the right hand side. Okay. Okay, turn on the Cameo tree. There it is. It's not working. There's a tray underneath which serves as a guide for your mat and your printed image. Pull it out. There's this tab. Pull it out and take it out like that. Okay. Then there's a guide on the left hand side. Make sure that the edge of your plastic mat is aligned onto that guide. Right? Once you have done that, align it onto the edge of the guide. Press load. Then onto your software, you will have to, now you're on the design tab, press the send button, then select material, drag your tab to the bottom where you have made your pre-selected preset there. Since you're cutting an icing paper, you need to select icing paper. See here, the speed is 3 and the thickness is 27. The speed of the Cameo cutter is on the number 3, and the thickness of your icing sheet, I've set it to 27. No need to check onto this double pass, no need for the test cut. Once you're familiar with the Cameo 3, you don't have to do that. Then, once you have done selected the icing paper, press the next button. Action is tool 2, which is the ratchet blade. You don't have to do anything on here. Then press the next button. Then now it's in the send tab. Press the start. Once you press the start, the Cameo 3 will start initializing and reading the registration marks. It will read the registration marks that we have printed on the image itself. will set the depth of the blade not to cut all the way through the backing of the icing sheet, and not too shallow, not to cut the icing itself. So now it's doing the process of cutting. So your cutting is done. It will go back to its initial position, and then once the job is complete, the unload button will be shown. Press the unload button and the mat will come out of the Cameo thread cutter. Now we've already done the cutting. There are some tools that you can use, which I have bought separately, to take out the cut image. This is a pick tool, which basically it helps you pick out the small pieces, especially on those tight corners. And yeah, this is a scraper tool, and you can use it easily to scrape under the icing sheet or the vinyl or anything. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching.